This is a day of national consecration, and I am certain that on this day my fellow Americans expect that on my induction to the presidency, I will address them with the candor and a decision which the present situation of our people impels. This is preeminently the time to speak the truth, the whole truth, frankly and boldly, nor need we shrink from honestly facing conditions in our country today. This great nation will endure as it has endured, will revive, and will prosper. So first of all, let me assert my firm belief the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Nameless, unreasoning, unjustified terror which paralyzes needed efforts to convert retreat into advance. In every dark hour of our national life, a leadership of frankness and vigor has met with that understanding and support of the people themselves, which is essential to victory. And I am convinced that you will again give the support to leadership in these critical days. In such a spirit on my part and on yours, we face our common difficulties. They concern, thank God, only material things. Values have shrunk to fantastic levels. Taxes have risen. Our ability to pay has fallen. Governments of all kinds is faced by serious curtailment of income. The means of exchange are frozen in the current of trade. The withered leaves of industrial enterprise lie on every side. Farmers find no markets for their produce. And the savings of many years and thousands of families are gone. More important, a host of unemployed citizens face the grim problems of existence, and an equally great number toil with little return. Only a foolish optimist can deny the dark realities of the moment. And yet our distress comes from no failure of substance. We are stricken by no plague of locust, compared with the perils which our forefathers conquered, because they believed and were not afraid. We have still much to be thankful for. Nature still offers her bounty, and the human efforts have multiplied it. Plenty is our doorstep, but a generous use of it languishes in the very sight of the supply. Primarily, this is because the rulers of the exchange of mankind's goods have failed. Through their own stubbornness and their own incompetence, have admitted their failure and have abdicated. Practices of the unscrupulous money chargers stand indicted in the court of public opinion, rejected by the hearts and minds of men. America in 1933 had gone through more than 3 years of economic depression. More than 11,000 of 24,000 banks had failed, and millions of people had lost their jobs. FDR's inaugural speech was essentially him declaring war on the Great Depression. More specifically, him declaring a mental war on the Great Depression. The enemy in this war would be the Great Depression, where every American would have to battle it. FDR created a common enemy that the people and the government could fight together. He wanted to motivate and keep the American spirit alive. Shown through his most famous quote, "The only thing we have to fear is fear itself." This quote means that fear only makes things worse, and if Americans would fear the Great Depression, things could only go downhill. Americans were in need of a strong and determined leader, and FDR gave that to them. The main thing I got of FDR's inaugural speech was that he wanted to create a sense of unity, a sense that the Americans were not alone. This is shown through the words he used, such as the nation and pronouns like we. Roosevelt didn't only do this to give determination to Americans, but also to gain public support that he would need to pass policies and bills. Politically, FDR strived for governmental growth to get out of this depression. He wanted to expand the federal government to achieve his legislative objectives. FDR knew he could have just passed the bills and policies, but he wanted the public support, shown by FDR saying, "Our Constitution is so simple and practical that it is possible always to meet extraordinary needs by changes in emphasis and arrangement without loss of essential form. That is why our constitutional system has proved itself the most superbly enduring political mechanism the modern world has produced. It has met every stress of vast expansion, of territory, of foreign wars, of bitter internal strife, of world relations." FDR's inaugural speech was used to create unity in the American people, but also to have the public support to go about the Great Depression and defeat it.